Good morning, children. How are you all? Happy? Very good. So, we are again back to our classes, right? Yeah, last week you were having some interactive sessions with your teachers. Did you enjoy those interactive sessions? Yes? Very good. You were able to see your concerned teachers. You were able to tell your problems, worries, etc. So, you are happy. Okay, again, welcome back to our studies. And today we are going to start with a grammar lesson. Okay, yet another lesson from grammar part. Have you all got your textbooks with you? Ready? Now you know what are the things you have to do before entering a class, before listening to a class. Very good, very good. So, the next lesson in the grammar part is lesson number 5. What is the name of the lesson? Verbs. What is the name of the lesson? Verbs. So, we are going to learn more about verbs. What are verbs? What is a verb? You have already learned action words, right? So verb is yet another word for an action word. So listen carefully. Verbs are very important word in English grammar. So if you are not able to, if you are not able to understand, if you don't learn this session properly, you may not be able to write, even say sentences correctly. So this is very basic lesson and also very important. Clear? Very good. So what are verbs? Verbs are action words. This is the first thing you learn. So verbs are action words, words which show an action. For example, jump, come, go, eat, sit. They all show some actions. So verbs are action words. But are they action words alone? No. No. Why? They are also called doing words. Action words means doing. So I already told you that. So action words means doing words. They also tell us what people, animals, things do. What does action means? Action means the verbs will tell you what do a man, what do people, what do animals, what do things do. That is what is called an action. That is why they are called doing words. Clear? What are these words called? The name of people, animals and things you learn, no? Do you remember that? What is the word for that? Naming words. Naming words are nouns. The name of people, people, animals and things are called nouns. Naming words. So here we are going to learn about what do nouns do. What are they doing? That is what is called verbs. Clear? And what they are. They means what people are, what animals are, what things are. When you see the examples, you will learn. Verbs tell you about what people do and also what they are. Who am I? Who am I? I am a teacher. I am a teacher. When I say the sentence will come to in the next slide, then you will understand that. Look here. I am a teacher. Here the word am is underlined. So please try to say that sentence without that am. I a teacher. Is that sentence complete? Is that sentence correct? No. Why? Because it lacks a particular word there, that is am. But does this word do any work? Does it show any action? No. So it is not an action word, but it's a verb. So verbs show what people are. I am a teacher, he is a dancer, she is a nurse. There, am, is, are. The children are, they are students. You are children. So there are. These words do not do any action, but they are telling what people are. Right? The tiger is fierce. Is. Here, this am, is, has. Come to am and is only you now look into. So they are also called verbs. They are also called verbs. I already told you. So what they are, what people are, what animals are, what things are. Then one more function. A verb has one more function. What is it? Yeah, what they have. What do the nouns have? So verbs also tell us what people have, what animals have, what things have. Clear? So look at the example. Here, my brother has a car. My brother has a car. It shows possession. I have a pen with me. Have. The teacher has a pen with me. right? This has and have shows what? Possession. Shows possession. What they have, their belongings. What do these nouns have? So, what are the I am repeating this because it's very important. You should know this, okay? Whenever you are asked to identify verbs in a sentence, you should be able to do that. That's why I am repeating. So, what are the functions of a verb? Functions are, what are the functions? Yeah, repeat along with me. Verbs are action words. They are also called doing words. They tell us what nouns do and what they are and what they have. Is it clear? I hope it's clear. Now, look here also. There are some more examples given. So, Radha ate a banana. Students listen carefully to their teacher. Here these underlined words are verbs. What's the problem with this? Ate. Ate is the past tense of eat. Ate is the past tense of eat. Ate is the past tense of eat. Okay, fine. Ate is the past tense of eat. Sorry, yeah, I'll write here. Ate is the past tense of eat. So, verbs can be used either in the present tense or in the past tense. In the reader lessons you learn, no? Present tense and past tense, right? So, we can use either a present tense or a past tense in sentences. So, here ate is a past tense. Ate is in the past tense and listen is in the present tense. Then one more example, look here. Tiger is our national animal. Here is a verb, but it does not show any action. It tells what an animal is. What an animal is. Tiger is our national animal. Tiger is a national animal. The kittens are playful. Do you like kittens? Yeah, some of you may have pets. No? Okay, fine. The kittens are playful. Here also, the verbs do not show any action, but they show what these animals are. What these animals are. Clear, children? Okay, fine. Then you can look here also. My brother has a car. Shows possession. I am a teacher. Here it is. Shows what she is or who she is. Who she is. She is a teacher. So that is what. That is what is a verb. Here you can see some more pictures. They all show some action words. Can you just look and read? Read in your mind. Sit, stand, look, walk, read, talk, listen, think. They are all showing some kind of action. Some kind of action. So they are all coming under the title verbs. Come under the title verbs. Now let us look into the textbook too. Please take your textbooks. You have your textbooks with you? Fine. Lesson 5, verbs. So verbs are words that show action. They tell us what people, animals and things are, what they have and what they do, think, say or feel. So it is explained. I have already explained that. So please go through the examples and understand the meaning there. Fana's mother is a teacher. What she is. Okay. And my father has shows possession. I was, it is past tense of is, happy to see my aunt. Here also, to see is a feeling. Okay. Wrote, it is a past tense of write. I wrote 2 letters this morning. What the doer is doing. Tarun screamed when he saw the lizard. Shows action. Is it clear? Fine. So now move into the exercise part. Page number 16. Exercise A. Underline the nouns and circle the verbs in the following sentences. Can you see this? What's the first sentence? The farmer planted wheat in the field. Which is a verb here and which is a noun here. That's what we are going to see. You have to underline the noun. Which is a noun here? Yeah. Farmer is a noun. Planted what? Wheat. That is also a noun. And which is the verb there? Which is the action word? Planted. Which is the action word? Planted. So please circle planted and underline farmer, wheat. One more noun is there, no? What is that? Field. Field is the name of a place. Wheat is the name of a thing. And farmer is the name of a person. Farmer is the name of a person. So, farmer, wheat and field are nouns and planted is a verb. Planted is a verb. Did you do? Very good. Come to the second sentence. The dancer dances on her tiptoes. Which is the noun here? Yeah, absolutely. Dancer. Dances is an action, no? So, it is a verb. Dances. Tiptoes. Tiptoes is also, tiptoe means you know, no? The part is shown in the picture, in the textbook. Okay. So, the dancer dances on her tiptoes. Here, dancer and tiptoes are nouns and dances is a verb. Fine. Then, the bikers raced up the hill. Yeah, the bikers are raising up. So, here, bikers is a noun. Hill is also a noun. Here, which is a verb? Raised is a verb. Raised is a verb. When you go to higher classes, you will learn it should be taken together, raised up. For the time being, you will learn as raised. Okay. The bikers raised up the hill. So, the bikers and hill are nouns and raised is the verb there. Is it clear? Fourth sentence. Our class went to the museum. Yeah. You all missed those journeys, no? Picnic and all. Okay. Let us pray. This pandemic is going to disappear from the earth soon. Okay, and then only we can come back to our normal life. Okay, fine, children. Our class went to the museum. Here, class is a noun. Museum is also a noun. Which is a verb here? Went. Shows an action. Went. Went is the past tense of which verb? Huh? Go. Very good. 5. I cooked eggs for breakfast. Here, I is not a noun, it's a pronoun. You learned pronoun also, right? So, I is a pronoun, so you cannot underline that. So, which are the nouns in this sentence? Eggs and breakfast. And which is a verb? Cooked. Which is a verb? Cooked is the verb there. Did you all do that? So, these are the nouns and these are the verbs in these sentences. Is it clear? Shall we move to the next part? Yeah, here you have to be very careful. These are some important things to share with you. Present and past tense of verbs. I already told you, you learn in the reader part present and past tense. So, you can use either a past tense or a present tense in a sentence. Sentence, tense, don't get confused. Okay. So, is, what is the past tense of is? Was. Play is present tense, played is past tense. Eat, present tense, ate, past tense. I already told you. Put and put in the same fashion. Present and past are in the same form. Clear? So, all the verbs cannot be formed their past tense by adding ed. Understand that? Okay, that's a very important thing I would like to say. So, all the past tense cannot be made by adding ed. Is it clear? So, here put, was, ate. They are all past tense but there is no ed. Clear? So, when such words come in a sentence, you should be able to identify it as a verb. It as a verb. Then, verb has got singular and plural forms. This is also very important. When you go to higher classes, you will learn more about this. For the time being, you have to learn only this. Singular and plural forms. You may be wondering, only nouns have singular and plural forms, no? Right. Yes, how can you say that? If it is a noun boy, what is the plural of boy? It's boys. Right? Right? Then orange, oranges. Bus, buses. So many words you learn. Singular and plural you already learned, I think. So, like that, the verb has also got singular and plural forms. Then how will you identify them? Yes, there is a trick for that. Here, look this. Nouns. Boy, boys. Child, children. Tomato, tomatoes. Tooth, teeth. They are all nouns and singular and plural forms. But come to the verbs, it's very important. Come, comes. Which is plural, which is singular. If you look into nouns, you may say that comes is plural and come is singular. No, it is vice versa. When you come to verbs, come is plural and comes is singular. Please learn it, children. Either you learn nouns, what are nouns, or you learn, concentrate on verbs. So, when you add s or es with nouns, they become plural. But when you add s or es with verbs, it becomes singular. It becomes the verbs will become singular. It's very, very important. Mark it and learn it. Okay, so when you add s or es with a verb, it becomes what? Singular. It becomes singular. So look at the text also. It is there. Verbs change form according to the number of nouns they tell us about. So verbs should be changed according to the nouns they refer to. That means if the subject is singular, the verb should also be singular. When the subject is plural, the verb should be plural. The verb should be plural. When the subject is singular, the verb should also be singular. It's very important. So verbs change. That is why it is said that verbs change form according to the number of nouns they refer to. They tell us about. Look at the textbook. It is given there. My sister swims in the pool. My sisters swim in the pool. Here, my sister swims. My sisters swim. Here, sister is singular. The verb is also singular. I already told you, when s is added to a verb, it becomes singular. So, swims, singular. Here, sisters, plural. Swim is plural. Have you got the point? Very good. So, when the subject is plural, the verb should be plural. When the subject is singular, the verb should be singular. You should by heart it. Say and repeat it and by heart it. So there is a particular name for this thing. You will learn that in the higher classes. So please learn it, children. When the subject is singular, the verb should be singular. When the subject is plural, the verb should also be plural. Clear? So how can we identify whether a given verb is singular or plural? I already explained that. Teacher has already explained. So if the verb is in the present tense without s or es at the end, it is in the plural form. And example, swim, come, go, write, sit, see, eat. They are all plural verbs because they do not have s or es at the end. But when you come to, if the verb has s or es at the end, it is singular. Swims, comes, goes, writes, sits, washes. They are all in the singular form. Is it clear? This should be by-hearted. Now, look into the exercise part, page number 16. Look at the picture and tick the correct sentence. It's very easy. So here, you have to look into the nouns. If the noun is singular, the verb should be singular. If the noun is plural, the verb should also be plural. That's all, okay? I already explained that. So look, the first sentence. The children runs in the garden. The children run in the garden. Look here, children. Which is the correct sentence? The children run. Why run? Sorry. Why children run? Because children is plural. Children is plural, so the noun should be plural. Here children runs. Runs is singular, no? So the subject, if the subject is singular, the verb should be singular. It cannot go with a plural verb. So here the subject is plural, so it should go with a plural verb. So children run in the garden. Clear? Do that now itself. Second sentence. The bunny hops across the field. The bunnies hops across the field. Here also the same rule. The bunny is singular. Here the bunny is plural. Bunny hops, bunnies hops. Which is correct? Here it is plural, it is singular. So bunny is singular, hops is singular. So which is the correct sentence? First one. The bunny hops across the field. Here this is plural but this is singular. Can it go with together? No. So that's why. So next sentence 3. The boy rolls down the hill. The balls roll down the hill. Look at the subject. Here also the same rule is applied. The ball is singular. Rolls, singular or plural? Yeah, S is there, no? Yeah, there is an S. So it is singular. So which is the correct sentence? So which is the correct sentence? The ball. The ball rolls down the hill. Which is the correct sentence? The ball rolls down the hill. Because here it is plural, this is singular. Sorry. Both are correct sentences, right? The ball rolls down the hill. The balls roll down the hills. Both are correct. Both are correct. Isn't it? I'm sorry. So both the sentences are correct. Here it is plural. Here the subject is singular, the verb is singular. Here the subject, the noun is plural, so the verb is also plural. Both the sentences are correct. Then come to the next sentence. The bunnies hops across the field. The bunnies hop across the field. Which is correct? The bunnies hops. Here the noun is plural. Here the noun is plural, but the verb is singular. The verb is singular, right? But here look, bunnies plural, verb is also plural. So which is the correct sentence? Second one. The bunnies hop across the field. Okay, come to the last sentence. The child runs in the garden. The child run in the garden. Here the noun is child. Child is singular or plural? Child is singular. So the verb should be singular. Runs is singular. So which is the correct sentence? First one is the correct. The child run. Child is singular. Here it is plural. So it is wrong. It is wrong. So one more exercise we can do. See, exercise C. Fill in the blanks in the following sentences with suitable verbs from the ones given in brackets. We have already seen the rules. You have to just apply them in these sentences. Okay. Look. My dog dash its tail when it sees me. My dog. Dog is singular or plural? Dog is singular. So dog is singular. So which one will you select? Singular verb. So which is the one? Wags. What will you write here? Wags. My dog wags its tail when it sees me. Second one. Hence dash X. Hence plural. So which is a plural verb here? If there is S, it is singular. No. Without S is lay. So which is the correct answer? Lay. Hence lay X. Third one. My brother dashed a blue car. I already told that sentence. No. My brother. What? My brother what? My brother is singular, no? So it should be drives. It should be my brother drives a car. So what will you write here? My brother is singular, so you should write a singular verb here. So it is drives. Then fourth one, we must dash our teeth twice a day. Are you doing? In EVS also you learn, no? It's a good habit. We must what? Brush. After must you have to use a singular verb. After must you should use a plural verb. You should use a plural verb. It is not brushes. If there is another word after the noun, you have to use a plural verb. So we must brush our teeth twice a day. So 5. Raindrops dash on our roof. Raindrops, plural. So it should be fall. So falls is singular, fall is plural. Clear? Did you all do that? Do that now itself. Okay, don't keep it apart for some other time to do. Otherwise you won't do. That's why. Check the answers. Wax, lay, drives, brush, fall. So with this we come to the last part. And this is the assignment for you. Fill in the blanks with correct verbs. Okay. So the peon dashed the bell. Check whether the subject is singular or plural. Then you write the answer. The elephant dash or trunk. Children dash in the park. Okay, the answers are given in the notes also. Please try to do that. Write this in your notebook too. Okay, so shall we stop? Happy? Please go through it once again because I don't have much time to explain more. That's why teacher is stopping here. So, thank you for watching. Please do the work and also read the lesson properly. Thank you children. Bye.